and the president looks forward to continuing the discussion with the senator. He appreciates her good faith engagement over the last few weeks. I would reiterate, as was noted in the statement we put out last week.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are having a great day so far. Now the IRS has just released a new payment schedule for millions of Americans. President Biden has broken off infrastructure talks with Republicans. But everybody, do you believe that a fourth stimulus check will be sent out? And do you believe that states should end the federal unemployment benefits? Leave a comment down below saying yes or no.
That unbelievably, I hear my Republican colleagues talk about problems and somehow they forget issues like we have the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major country on earth.
But everybody, President Biden abruptly ended infrastructure talks with Republican senators on Tuesday as Democrats move closer to attempting to pass a bill, a sprawling tax and spending bill this summer, without bipartisan support. In a statement, Republican Senator Shelley Moore Capito stated, "I spoke with the president this afternoon, and he ended our infrastructure negotiations. As Republicans, we believe in our nation's infrastructure, which is why our negotiating team, which consisted of the ranking members from the committees of jurisdiction, consistently worked in good faith with President Biden." The White House said Joe Biden will continue outreach to Republicans and that he spoke Tuesday with Republican Senator Bill Cassidy. But the demise of the Capito-led talks means it is unlikely a package would have broad bipartisan buy-in. During an interview on Fox News, Senator Capito said, "We missed a real opportunity here for at least 20 Republicans to join with the other Democrats to pass the most robust infrastructure package that we could have." And key sticking points emerged when Republicans refused to consider tax hikes to pay for Biden's legislation and demanded that he remove social spending that they said was unrelated to infrastructure.
The president wouldn't be spending his time engaging in hours of discussions with Republicans if he didn't think something could come from it. Now, we can't predict what the final outcome is, and we're keeping his only lines in the sand, as you know, Phil, are inaction and raising taxes on Americans making less than $400,000 a year. We know there are a lot of Democrats who are eager to move forward, as are we, but we think there are a lot of paths forward where it's worth continuing to pursue bipartisan discussion.
Senator Capito said that the president continued to respond with offers that included tax increases, as is paid for, instead of several practical options that would have not been harmful to individuals, families, and small businesses. In her interview, Capito said Biden's talks with fellow Republican Cassidy may have contributed to the demise of the primary GOP talks. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said that President Biden informed Senator Capito today that the latest offer from her group did not meet the essential needs of our country to restore our roads and bridges, prepare us for a clean energy future, and create jobs. According to Psaki, President Biden expressed his disappointment that while he was willing to reduce his plan by more than $1 trillion, the Republican group had increased their proposed new investments by only $150 billion. Biden also spoke with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to consult with her on efforts to move forward on an infrastructure jobs package in the House this month. Psaki said that Biden spoke with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer to discuss the need to commence work on the budget resolution process so that legislation to advance the president's economic priorities and tax reform plans could move to the Senate floor in July. Biden is committed to moving his economic legislation through Congress this summer and is pursuing multiple paths to get this done. Some Democrats want to ram Biden's large original package through Congress without any Republican votes using budget reconciliation, as they did back in March to pass Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus relief bill. Budget reconciliation allows Democrats who control the evenly divided Senate to avoid the usual 60-vote threshold for bills in the upper chamber, but they must maintain unity if they cannot win any Republican support. Now everybody, that is all the news in this video. If you folks found this video useful and helpful, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends and family, and give this video a like. And tell me your thoughts on President Biden in the comments below. Does he need to pass more stimulus relief? And do you believe that he will help the American people by sending out a fourth stimulus check? Tell me your thoughts on the work of President Biden, everybody, in the comments below. As always, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate everyone's amazing support. Until next time, folks, have a great day and stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the job you do, and we'll try to work together here. Do you agree we need to fund the government this year?
Absolutely.
Do you agree we need some top lines sooner rather than later?
We have some for you here to consider.
Yeah, some that would work. If we say no to this, is that the end of the discussion?
Senator Graham, the budget has always been the beginning of a process.
Right. So you know that we're going to say no, and I think a lot of Democrats will be uneasy with some of the priorities in this budget, or the lack of priorities in terms of defense. So I just want to encourage you, let's try to pass a budget. Fund the government through the appropriations process. We can do it. Do you agree that continuing resolutions are a bad way to run the military, out everything else?
Everything else.
Okay. So the reason I want to beat you up on the budget is because I like you. And I'm trying to get to where we're all going to be. We're going to be here fairly soon as appropriators, trying to find a way to pass a budget that our colleagues can support. So I think Ms. Young is uniquely qualified to help us get there. And so when do you think we should have these discussions about a top line we could all agree upon?
Senator Graham, I know the House Appropriations Committee will start its work soon, hoping the Senate Appropriations Committee follows suit. And I think both bodies have to work their will, starting with where the president would like to see both go. But both have a history of putting member interests where members of both bodies can come together. It has to be a bipartisan process.
Okay. Good. The sooner that process can start, the better, as far as I'm concerned. A bunch of states are basically canceling the federal unemployment benefit for their state because they believe it hinders the ability to hire people back as the economy reemerges from the COVID pandemic. Do you understand that logic, and what's your view of that?
Well, one, I'd like to state the way we do unemployment, the governors have the right to make those calls. But I'd also like to point out the jobs report we saw last week. Before any of these payments were pulled back, we saw what I think is tremendous growth in the jobs market. We added 559,000 jobs. We're down to the lowest unemployment level since before the pandemic. So we will see the results of what those governors have done, but we're also seeing a big return of the economy before that $300 was pulled.
Their belief is that the enhanced unemployment benefit is deterring people from re-entering into the workforce. There's a lot of jobs out there that are unfilled and will never be filled until you change the benefit structure. Does that logic make sense to you, given where we're at in our economy?
I understand the logic, but I've also not met Americans who would prefer not to work.